Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today we are going to be getting 2 new cichlids to go in my 125-gallon American cichlid tank. This tank is currently home to 5 American cichlids, being the black belt, the convict, the blood parrot, the green terror, and the firemouth. And this is a massive tank, and it definitely has a lot more room for more cichlids. I'd say we could fit up to like 5 more cichlids in that tank. But right now my plan is to eventually put the flower horn and the albino red Oscar into that tank, and then the 2 more that we are getting today. And I actually don't know what cichlids we're getting for this 125 today, but we are going to find out by throwing a dart at a dartboard with fish on it. Obviously all the fish on the dartboard will be like compatible in this tank, but there's a ton of different cichlids I want, but I only have room to get 2 more, so that is what we're going to be doing today. But first, I do want to give you guys a quick update on our albino red Oscar. We got this guy at Aquatics in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and the first few days he was in this holding tank, he wasn't acting too good. He was always just kind of laying on the bottom of the tank, looking kind of dead, but as you can see now, he is a lot more lively. He just cruises around the tank, and he has been eating great, and we're actually going to feed him right now. You can see him already coming up, and there he goes. Boom. He has been eating great every single day. And I'll tell you what, if he keeps eating like this, he's going to be ready to go in the 125 in no time. And I am super excited to find out what kind of cichlids we are getting today. So with that being said, let's get started. So right here we have our dartboard with the 6 cichlids that we could be getting today. This list includes a redhead cichlid, jaguar cichlid, green terror cichlid, blue-eyed cichlid, Texas cichlid, and Jack Dempsey cichlid. Once again, all these fish are American cichlids and would be able to live in my 125-gallon tank. And I want all of these fish, especially the Texas cichlid. If you guys remember, I used to have a Texas cichlid in the 75, but Ike did kill him, and that was my favorite cichlid in that tank. So I'm hoping I land on that. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. Then you may also notice green terror cichlid. I do already have a green terror cichlid in the 125, but that is a female, and the males get much brighter colors. They get much bigger as well. So a male green terror is definitely something I want. And then the other 4 cichlids on here, redhead, jaguar, blue-eyed, and Jack Dempsey, those are all also super cool cichlids that I would have absolutely no problem getting. So with that, we're going to take this dart and find out what cichlids we're getting today. So we are going to be throwing the dart twice and getting whatever 2 fish it lands on. And this first throw, honestly, I'm definitely aiming for Texas cichlid. I just really want one. Hopefully I can hit it. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go, baby. We got the Texas cichlid. Let's go. That may have been cheating. I don't really know. I don't really care. But we are getting a Texas cichlid. But now this next throw is going to be completely random. So let's see what I can get. 3, 2, 1. Redhead cichlid it is. Let's go. I've been wanting one of those for a long time, I'm telling you. But that one I was aiming at the middle, and we are getting a redhead cichlid. Let's go. Those are 2 awesome fish. You guys are gonna love these things. 2 of the most beautiful colored cichlids there like literally is. So let's go. Redhead and Texas cichlid. So now that we know what kind of cichlids we need to get, we're just gonna go right on over to the fish store and pick them up. So I'll see you when we get there. Alrighty guys, we just got done inside of the fish store and we got our Texas cichlid and redhead cichlid. Right here is the Texas cichlid. I went with one of the 2 bigger ones, and I liked this one's colors better. That one is definitely gonna end up looking awesome. And then our redhead cichlid right here, and he is fired up. I mean, he's been like this the whole time. This was the one with the best colors. He wasn't quite the biggest one, but I'd rather have him like look better than get bigger faster, if you know what I'm saying. So I got the 2 best colored ones they had. They are a bit smaller than I remembered them being, which is fine. We're just gonna have to grow them out for a bit longer. They are still about the same size as our Oscar though, so everything should work out great. And now we're gonna get these guys back home. I'll see you there. All right guys, so we are back from the fish store. We've got our 2 new cichlids right here. We got our Texas cichlid in this one, and then our redhead cichlid right back there. You can't really see him too well right now, but I'm just so happy we landed on these 2 fish. Like I said, I really wanted that Texas cichlid. I miss my old one. And then the redhead cichlid is another fish that I've wanted for a very long time. I know his colors aren't all that right now, but once they grow up, they have some of the most beautiful colors literally on like any fish in the world. I'll have a picture of that right now. I've showed it in a couple videos, but these fish are just unreal. And right now I'm going to put them in this 40-gallon tank to start acclimating. They're only going to stay in this 40-gallon tank overnight. Right when they're done acclimating and we put them in that tank, I'm going to bring my 20-gallon long tank from upstairs down here, and we're going to set that up right under the 125, assuming it fits. I'm pretty sure it will. And we're going to get that tank started, but then I do want to let it run overnight before we put those 3 cichlids into it. That 20-gallon tank will be the tank I grow them out in until they're ready to go in the 125. 125, and that tank will have substrate. It'll have a light, a filter, a heater, so they will be super comfortable in this tank. And all three of them will grow up together. They'll like get used to being with other aggressive fish, get used to standing up for themselves, and then whenever they get big enough, they will go in the 125. But yeah, now we're just gonna give them some time to get acclimated to that 40 gallon, and I'll see you when they're done. Alrighty guys, it's been about 20 minutes. These new fish are ready to go into the tank. So we're gonna start with the Texas cichlid, and we're gonna dump them on into this net. And now, into the tank he goes. And then we've got our redhead cichlid right here. And there he goes. Well, looks like Ozzy the Oscar's coming to check him out. And looks like they're just minding their own business. And yeah, I should mention, for the short amount of time that these fish are gonna be in this tank together, literally less than 24 hours, there shouldn't be any fighting. Ozzy isn't very comfortable in this tank. I don't think either of the two new fish are gonna be comfortable enough in this tank to start fighting. Everyone's gonna just kind of mind their own business. And I think the Texas cichlid actually went straight into the driftwood. Oh, never mind, he was actually behind the sponge filter. So yeah, there's the Texas cichlid, then there's our redhead back there, and then there's our Oscar. And now I do want to get right into moving that 20-gallon tank down here so we can get that running. Let it start getting ready for these cichlids. So let's head up there now. And this right here is the 20-gallon tank I was talking about. This was a turtle tank for a long time, but it's been empty ever since I moved Timmy and Toby down to the turtle tub. But today we're making it into a cichlid tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff off of it. And we'll leave all the decorations and stuff in there for now, but I am gonna go ahead and start draining it. Alright guys, well as you can see, that 20-gallon can't like be slid directly under the 125. I thought I would be able to like put it in at an angle and like slide it through that gap and then straighten it out, but that did not work, and the only way I could really put that tank in that way would be to move this tank out of the way and then like put it on an angle and then slide it all the way down, and I don't feel like moving that tank. So we're just gonna leave it like this. As you can see, I also put a 2x4 right there to support this side of the tank, and I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It definitely looks kind of out of place, but I can deal with it for a month or two. But I think now we're just gonna go right ahead and start filling it up. Alrighty guys, so the tank is full. As you could also see, I put the filter in there and got that running, and I also just cut out some of this egg crate to go over the top, and then back here, because I didn't have enough egg crate, I did have this mini glass lid, so that covers up the rest of the open space back there. So there's no way that our cichlids will be able to jump out, and this tank is just about done. But I also want to throw this LED light on there, just like that, and I also need to add in some water conditioner. And I'm also gonna add in a bunch of this bacteria starter just to get the cycle started in here. I'm gonna add in a whole bunch of that. And now, like I said, we are gonna let this tank run overnight, just get completely ready for our cichlids. And then tomorrow I'm gonna take that heater out of their current tank, put that in the 20-gallon, then we're gonna throw those 3 cichlids in there. And with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day, and as you can see here, this 20-gallon tank is looking great. The water is crystal clear, and it is ready for our 3 baby cichlids. And just checking in on them, first of all, we got our redhead cichlid right there in the corner, and then our Texas cichlid right up against that driftwood, and then our albino Oscar in the back. They're all doing fine in here, but they are definitely going to be a lot happier in this 20-gallon tank. I know it is smaller, but it has substrate, it has like proper lighting, it has much better filtration. So we are going to go right ahead and put those 3 cichlids into that 20-gallon tank right now. Got the Oscar, and into the new tank he goes. Got the redhead right there, and there he goes. We got our Texas cichlid right there, and there we go. Alright, so all 3 of our cichlids are in the tank, and you can see I also threw that heater in here, and you can see our redhead cichlid right there, our Texas cichlid down there, and then our Oscar is right back there in the corner. These guys are all definitely a bit freaked out, but we are going to give them some time to get used to their new tank, and we'll check up with them tomorrow morning. Alright guys, so it is the next day, and let's just go right ahead and check in on our cichlids. They are doing absolutely amazing. You can actually see all 3 of them right here. I tried feeding them last night and this morning, and both times all of them ate amazing. And we are going to feed them again right now. And look, they are ready for it. I think they know already that me equals food. So I'm gonna be feeding them a combo of flakes, pellets, and bloodworms and brine shrimp. I'm gonna feed them a whole bunch of different stuff. It's always good to have variety. So like if one food lacks a certain vitamin or nutrient, then another one of those foods might have it, and so on and so forth. I think you guys get what I'm saying. But you can see all the cichlids just munching away up there. And just take a look at Ozzy. When he was in that 40-gallon tank, he looked so uncomfortable. He even looked dead at times. But I knew it was just the tank he was in because it didn't have substrate. It freaked him out. This tank has substrate. It has proper lighting, proper filtration, and he's just looking awesome now. Then there's a closer look at our redhead cichlid. That's going to be an awesome fish. And then our Texas cichlid back there. All three of these fish are just going to end up looking absolutely beautiful. And I plan on feeding them at least a couple times a day. So hopefully they can grow pretty quickly and be moved into the 125. And that is pretty much going to wrap up this video. I honestly could not be happier with the fish that the Dartboard chose for us. And I cannot wait to see them grow up and eventually fit right into the 125. Today's comment of the day goes out to, and if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you got to do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm going to see you in the next video.